Happy February, everyone. If you can use a microwave and pour hot liquid, you have all the skills you need to make homemade soap. Tune in as I show you just how easy it is.
Join Lori Moore as she disconnects from technology and reconnects with the hands-on projects she loves. She might just inspire you to spend more time offline too.
On this edition of More Time Offline, we are going to make melt and pour soap. This is super easy, but I did have a major screw up as I was prepping for this. I had leftover supplies on a craft shelf, and the melt and pour soap looks very similar to paraffin wax, and I actually melted some wax. I was like, why is this taking so long? So as long as you have the right ingredients, this is really super easy. What you're going to need, I just purchased the melt and pour. This is shea butter soap. There's also a clear version that you can buy that is just a transparent soap. This is a fun one to use if you want to submerge something in it and let it harden. And then you have, like, my daughter made them once with like little mini Matchbox cars in the middle. So you put all sorts of things in those. So you need a melting base. I just got these at my local craft store. You can also go online and purchase them. And a little bit does go quite a ways. It's easy to work with. The other thing that you are going to need, I purchased this lavender essential oil. So you just want to make sure whatever oils you're using that they're skin safe. Some of them are for like those aromatic diffusers in your house, and some of the oils are not meant to be put on your skin. So make sure you're using an essential oil that is designed for your skin. And then I purchased these colors that are made specifically for soap. You can use food coloring. Hasn't, I think, been tested for skin. Obviously, we put it in foods that we eat, so that's totally up to you. One of the drawbacks with using food coloring is it can come out and end up like on your towels or skin, I think. So I haven't tried it. Feel free. I'm making exfoliating scrub soaps. So I'm using a flaky sea salt that I'm sprinkling in mine. And I also purchased some dried rose petals. Since it's Valentine's Day, I thought that would be a little festive. So whatever you want to add to your soap is totally up to you. Make sure it's skin safe and you can just have fun. You'll notice on this one, it has the sea salt sprinkled on top. It's also a 2-color bar of soap. So you can mix up different color batches and let them harden and then add layers. Does not take long to harden. And if you want to speed up the process, just throw them in the fridge. So I use this silicone mold. They're so easy to pop out. You can use whatever you want for a mold. I just highly recommend these. Super easy. So I'm going to show you an example using the shea butter. This comes in trays. It's super easy to cut. I just use a kitchen knife and I cut it into these small little blocks. That way it melts evenly and faster. I just use paper bowls. You can use a glass measuring cup. It cleans up pretty easily, but the nice part with the paper bowls is you can bend them gently to pour. And if you want to mix in different colors, you can line up a bunch and have them ready to go. The only thing I suggest when you melt, just melt the color that you're going to be using. If you need cooling time in between, wait and melt the other one when your first layer has hardened, because this will harden very quickly in the bowl. And you, once it hardens, if you put it back in the microwave, sometimes it forms a film on it. So just throw it in the microwave right before you need to use it, and you will be in much better shape. This takes no time at all to melt. So I suggest starting your microwave 30 seconds, check it, mix it, another 30 if you need it. It shouldn't take much more than that, depending on the power of your microwave. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave. Here you have it, my melted shea butter. I'm just using a little wooden skewer to mix. I'm going to drop in a few drops of my lavender essential oil. You can put in as much or as little as you would like, depending on how pungent you want it. I'm going to give that a quick stir. And then I am going to, as I said, I wanted these to be exfoliating bars since it's winter, all the dry skin. So I'm going to take some of my sea salt and just sprinkle it in the bottom of the silicone form. And then for these, I decided I'm going to go white and then put in a few drops of food coloring and make a swirl effect. So I'm going to carefully pour that into the mold. Then I'm going to take my coloring, add a few drops, and just swirl it around until you get the effect that you want. And I am going to let these sit probably for at least 20 minutes before I would move them. And then after an hour, they would 100% be ready to pop. I mean, overnight, they have fully hardened and they would be ready to put in a little bag with a bow and a note and leave on someone's desk as a sweet little Valentine surprise. So melt, pour, add a few ingredients. It's that easy. Okay, here they are. I threw them in the fridge to speed up the cooling process so I could show you how easy these are to pop out. You just apply a little bit of pressure to the bottom and voila. You have a beautiful bar of homemade soap that is sure to impress. Look at all these different bars. This one I put rose petals in. Not quite sure how that's going to work. I hope I have inspired you to spend a little more time offline this weekend. So go make soap and get squeaky clean. Exfoliate all those dry winter spots.